A 2013 study by the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives pegged youth unemployment rate between 16 and 17%, nearly twice the adult unemployment rate. In some communities, it is over 20%. Magnet is an innovative partnership between Ryerson University and the Ontario Chamber of Commerce. The program works to pair youth, new Canadians, and persons with disabilities with meaningful employment. Here for more is Executive Director of Magnet, Mark Patterson. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Marcel.
So Mark, tell us about this innovative program that's out of Ryerson University in cooperation with the Ontario Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, well, we had a really unique startup being incubated at Ryerson's Digital Media Zone, which is an incubator on our campus that we saw a lot of potential with. And we really saw potential in helping connect our graduates at Ryerson to employment and other opportunities more effectively, something we're very interested in, obviously. So we started with Ryerson, and we had a lot of success, and so we've launched it outside of Ryerson. So it's taking an innovative technology, building a social project around it. Personally, and the university, we're very interested in addressing youth unemployment and underemployment and some of the issues that are coming out of that.
So give us the nuts and bolts of how Magnet works.
Yeah, so an individual affiliated with any organization, so we work with a lot of not-for-profit organizations in the province, can build a profile. So if you think LinkedIn, for example, that's an online profile. Many people have LinkedIn, Facebook, and other social profiles. A couple of differences here. One, the profiles are private, and two, we collect the information in a way that we can do really detailed matching. So private profiles affiliated with an organization or not-for-profit, in this example, Ryerson University, and that gives us really deep insight into our student population. So I'll give you an example. At one time, employers may have called me and said, Mark, how many fourth-year accounting students that speak Mandarin or Hindi do you have? And it would have been hard for me to answer that. Now, with a large number of our students building really detailed profiles, we're not only able to answer that question for employers, but be able to connect them really quickly.
So it started out at Ryerson University, but you've indicated that it's now expanded into other areas.
Yeah, we actually have not only Ryerson University, but also 28 other post-secondary institutions in the province of Ontario. Institutions like Western and George Brown and Fanshawe College, Northern College, Loyalist, and many others. So they're partnering with us in the post-secondary sector. And we're also expanding beyond that. So many professional associations are joining, and also we're starting to pilot with some high schools as well. So what we're really trying to do is break down the silos. Give you one example. In Ontario alone, for an employer to find somebody from a post-secondary institution, they would typically have to post separately at each institution. So that takes a lot of time and effort to post the same job.
I know, I've done that.
Over,
it's
exactly,
it's
over
a
and
lot
over.
of work and a lot of interviews and everything.
So with this system, not only can they post across all of those institutions that are partnered and working together, but they can find the right people immediately within it. So they can see the talent pool that exists with exactly the skills and qualifications that they're looking for. So we all hear about jobs without people, people without jobs, and ask ourselves why that's happening. We think it's a communication issue. So by working together, breaking down some of the silos, we think we can address that.
So how many people have gone through this job matching program through Magnet?
We have 60,000, just under 60,000 post-secondary students in Ontario, which, having started just in September, we think that's a great result. And it's expanding rapidly, like I said. So we're seeing hundreds and hundreds of sign-ups every day now.
And as an employer, how much does it cost for me to access Magnet?
So it's free for post-secondary institutions. So an employer can come in, post a job for free across all of the post-secondary institutions. And then if they want to do really advanced targeted hiring, there can be a small connection fee, but that's only for more experienced hires. So, and it's free to post. So this is, I want to make sure it's clear, it's absolutely free to post. We show a redacted profile of the candidates that have applied, and then the employer chooses whether they want to connect or not. If they choose to connect, they pay a small fee, and we actually share that fee with all the not-for-profit partners.
Oh, interesting. And for the students or people who are putting their profile on, is there any charge for them?
Absolutely free, and what we're really excited about is the future potential there to actually inform individuals because we have details about all the jobs that are being posted and we have a detailed information about their profile. We're starting to be able to do some really interesting analysis. So I used to have, as a career counselor, people come to me and say, Mark, should I do this designation? Should I do that certification? And it would always be a process of trying to investigate what are the job opportunities that are open that are looking for that. And we're starting to be able to do that type of analysis actually in the system. The other big challenge we know that is an issue in the province is mobility. So we may have clusters of talent in one area of Ontario that are needed in another, and they're just not connecting. So we're starting to be able to show people as well, if you were looking for that type of job in a different city in Ontario, then you might have more results or have more luck.
So how did the partnership between Ryerson and the Ontario Chamber of Commerce come together?
That's an amazing question. I would actually say that I believe if we're going to solve some of these issues in the province of Ontario, it's going to take collaboration across a lot of different stakeholder groups, not-for-profits, professional associations, business, government, and so on. So the OCC was an obvious partner for us. If you read their platform, Emerging Stronger, which they've had for the last number of years, they talk about the importance for addressing the skills gap in Ontario. So if you were to talk to people from the Chamber of Commerce, one of the things they're hearing all the time from their members, their employer members, is how difficult it is to find the talent to drive their business success. And we're sitting on the other side and saying, well, we have a lot of great talent and students. What's going on here? Why are they not connecting? And so we really started to address it, and we think this technology can help us. So the other really exciting thing that one wouldn't see from the surface of this is that we're actually tracking. So if you think about, if we have a lot of people with detailed profiles on the supply side, and we're having a lot of employers posting jobs on the demand side, if we track that in real time, we actually start to see real-time labor market information. And we can create that real-time labor market information not only for Ryerson, but maybe for all of our partners, all of our post-secondary partners, and aggregate it up until it becomes really valuable to the province for a public policy perspective. But the Chamber, for sure, an amazing partner. It aligns very clearly with their priorities of helping employers find talent to drive the economy, and it's been a great partnership.
Now, you're focused on post-secondary as being part of Ryerson, so you naturally have that focus. But I understand that there's also opening it up to new Canadians, to people with disabilities, people with hard to find employment. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so again, I worked as a director of career services for a number of years and did a lot of frontline career counseling. And you really start to see some of the challenges that people face, particularly if they have something that creates a barrier to employment. So whether it's a disability, being new to the country, or other groups that have been traditionally marginalized. It really impacts you when you're dealing with people on the front line. And it's also, when you look at it from an economic standpoint for the province, it's really a tremendous loss of labor and human capital that we need to figure out how to work with. So we have some really interesting technology. One of the issues we've all been hearing about, for example, the business case for hiring persons with disabilities. It's not only the right thing to do, there's actually a really strong business case that's very evident from the research. So, but one of the challenges we hear, again, from employers is how do we find people? So how do I find somebody with a disability, perhaps, that has the skills and qualifications that I'm looking for? I'm an employer that's open to helping accommodate that type of employment situation, but I can't find somebody. So one of the things we're doing with this platform will actually be able to allow employers to come in and in a very proactive way, target people that have the skills or qualifications, but also might have a barrier. So for employers that are seeking to engage some of our most marginalized groups, we can really help them. And I think that's really, really important for the whole province. We spend a tremendous amount of money supporting people who really have a strong desire to work and can really give back to our economy and really help our province. And I think we just need to find a better way of connecting.
Thank you, Mark. I was joined by Mark Patterson, Executive Director of Magnet. We'll be back with The Point.